be watching. And the CBC, like, like I said, my mother-in-law's here now, and I was saying to her before dinner that, because she was asking me about the election, and I said, I don't really know who's going to win, but I see a lot of things that make me think there's a lot of work going into making Carney look good leading up to this election. The polling, oversampling, the NDP candidate turned pollster who's asking door knockers to collect data instead of actually getting answers from people on the phone, the debate schedule and debate topics, the language split, like you name it. And I'll give you an example of how it's being slanted toward the guy running for the Liberals. And I'm not saying it's on purpose, but the more it happens, the more you have to assume that there's some intention behind it. And it's hard for me to look at that debate schedule and say, yeah, this is fair. It's not fair. It's very clearly not fair. And it's frustrating as a Canadian. You're paying for that. You know, the election commission is paid for by you and me to the tune of millions of dollars every year. By the sounds of it, they collect a lot of money. And, you know, by the way, I should mention too that part of the effort when it comes to data collection, you know, political parties have access to like your charitable donations, your interests in terms of like just kind of data floating out there around about you. So when they call you, they're not calling you necessarily because of your postal code or your gender or your age. They may be calling you based on what's called a persuasion profile that they've built around you.
Where did they get this information from?
I just heard this on Michael Geist's podcast today. And so there's someone on there talking about the data that's collected by political parties and how it's rather unsavory and unethical. And so when they call people to get these numbers for the polls, it's not just because of your postal code's, you know, L8R or whatever your postal code is. It's because they think they can get an answer out of you that is a certain answer that will reflect well for the candidate that they prefer.